Are you frustrated like Timmy because you constantly die in Project Zomboid? Do you also not know which traits to pick to increase your survival chance? Don't be like Timmy and watch this video. Now, traits are a very subjective topic and every Zomboid veteran swears by that one trait. But for those of you new to PZ, these traits will keep you alive. And vets, you tell me your best traits in comments below. Now subscribe and let's begin. Smoking kills. I'd never endorse it in real life. It makes you smell like a dumpster, it's bad for your health, and now that I have lost all of my smoking audience, let me tell you why the smoker trait is actually great for you in Project Zomboid. It gives you 4 bonus points to spend, and all it does, it constantly yet slowly raises your stress. But all you have to do is go puff puff and all your worries will disappear. I pick Smoker every time. In fact, I'm using it in my current Louisville Challenge series that you should totally watch after you finish this video. Link in the description. I mean, PZ is set in early 90s America. Everyone was smoking back then. You just simply had to if you wanted to be part of the cool kids. That makes cigarettes abundant on zombies and easy to farm. Your first day or two might see you a bit distressed and you're still trying to get your starting items, right? And might get unlucky finding cigarettes. Just head to your local gas station and you should be set in no time. Easy 4 bonus points. Time is ticking. The horde is banging on windows. They're breaking the doors and they're pulling down barricades. You know there might be a shotgun somewhere in the building that will help you survive, but you only have seconds to find it and pull it out. Dexterous saves lives. When you're looting in a hurry with a ton of Zed chasing you around, you will really benefit from Dexterous trait. For only 2 points spent, it will reduce the amount of time you spend transferring items to your inventory by half. In PZ, you'll spend a lot of time sorting through your inventory, transferring items in and out, organizing containers. Why not save yourself a ton of time by picking Dexterous? With how much water there is in Project Zomboid, picking High Thirst is no-brainer to me. It's basically free 6 points you get to spend, and all it does is it makes your character consume twice as much water as usual. Just keep an extra bottle in your backpack when you go on long trips and you'll be fine. Now you might go like, but Coco, most of the water is tainted and the water has been shut off. And you know what? You'd be right, to an extent. Even after the water has been shut off, there's still plenty of it that remains in sinks, toilets, and bathtubs that is safe to drink. You can always boil the tainted water in campfires, microwaves, and stoves to clean it up, or if you're building a base, you can install your own sink. How to do that, I explained in a video on how to build your very own base, and I'll link it in the description below. Go check it out. Most of you daydream about being the hero in zombie apocalypse. Katana in one hand, the gun in the other, saving hot ladies in distress or hot dudes, I don't judge. But when it comes to Project Zomboid, our characters tend to panic a lot when they are close to zombies, and panic reduces awareness of their surroundings by narrowing their view cone, making you do less melee damage and lowers your critical chance and pushback. For a beginner, that can be a death sentence. But don't panic, grab a towel and pick the Brave trait. For only 4 points spent, your character will be much less prone to panic when dealing with zombies up close, allowing you to fight and survive longer. It doesn't count for nightmares that can occur in your sleep though, but those are more of an annoyance than anything else. Keep in mind that your character gets slowly accustomed to zombies as you play, and if you manage to survive for around like 3 in-game months, you'll become a stone cold survivor, making the Brave trait pretty much obsolete. That's why I personally don't take it anymore, but for a beginner trying to get through their first week, it will be a great addition. Taking this trait in multiplayer will make you die of boredom in real life, but for single player, picking Slow Reader is free 2 points you get to spend on other fun stuff. What it does is it makes you read at 70% the normal speed, and since we have a button to speed up time in single player, it doesn't really matter. Just speed up time to win. There is something to be said about picking Fast Reader instead and abusing the first week of the apocalypse by reading books and watching TV for extra skill ups. But since the Build 41 multiplayer release added VHS tapes to the game, that is really not a viable strategy anymore, and personally I always start with water and electricity shut off right from the start, so I never get to catch these shows anyway. Slow Reader is a clear winner here. While you might be a slow reader, you never want to be a slow learner. Fast Learner increases your experience gain by 30% by spending 6 points, and let me tell you, those 6 points are worth spending. In my single-player Louisville Challenge series, I had to kill about 1,000 more zombies to get to level 5 aiming than I had to kill on the multiplayer server. And the difference was, in single-player, I did not have a Fast Learner trait. As you can imagine, the higher your skills, the better your chances of survival. Unfortunately, Fast Learner does not boost your strength or fitness XP gained, so those two skills still take a million years of push-ups, sit-ups, and burpees to level, and trust me, those are a pain in the ass. Oh, and about that multiplayer server, you too can come play with me and the community, info on my Discord channel. Have you ever eaten any rotten food in your life? I certainly hope not, unless it was on a dare and you made a lot of money out of it. You know how it is, we all do stupid stuff for money and some of us even make YouTube channels. If your answer to the above question was no, then weak stomach trait shouldn't give you any issues whatsoever. Just don't eat rotten or spoiled food and you'll be fine. Also, don't eat berries or mushrooms you find in the forest unless you're 100% certain they're good for you, because there's a good chance they're not good for you. You get extra 3 points to spend, and as long as you eat proper food, you'll never have to deal with this trait at all. But if you do eat rotten food, there's a good chance the food illness will kill you. So don't, even on a dare. Money isn't worth much in zombie apocalypse anyway, and neither are YouTubers. Hear me out on this trait. Just don't get injured. Just don't get injured. Easy extra 6 points if you take slow healer. This one might not be very beginner friendly though, so keep that in mind. When you're first playing the game and still getting used to combat mechanics, you'll probably get scratched. A lot. But once you get a good hang on fighting, slow healer is gonna be a trait you pick and you forget about it. What it does is it increases the severity of your wounds. So a scratch to your arm will mean you're gonna be swinging that baseball bat much slower, preventing you from fighting multiple zombies with ease. At the same time, your wounds will also take longer to heal, meaning you'll be at a disadvantage for a much longer time. Yeah, I'm not really doing a good job selling this trait, right? Now you get to learn why we were picking all those negative traits. We need points to spend on the 2 big boy traits coming next, and the first one is strong. Remember how I mentioned earlier that Fast Learner doesn't increase your strength or fitness XP? Those 2 skills take the longest to level up in game, and while technically you can get all the way up to level 10, it will take you in game months to get there. For 10 points spent, you get plus 4 strength, meaning you begin with 9 out of 10 strength right from the start, giving you a huge advantage in combat. It increases your melee damage by 40%. Your swings and pushes have extra knockback and your carrying capacity is increased. How many times would you survive otherwise fatal encounters if you managed to one-shot the zombies you were fighting? That extra damage is huge when having to kill Zeds quickly, and the extra pushback comes in handy when fighting bigger hordes. It's a godsend trait if you're a beginner or a veteran, allowing you to destroy the hordes with ease appropriate to the god amongst men that you will become. Now, being a big, strong boy is not gonna mean much if you get exhausted by running circles around zombies trying to reposition them in a way that's gonna be easy for you to fight. Athletic to the rescue. Once again, we're spending 10 points here, but this trait will keep you up and running for ages before starting to feel tired. Even at stage 1 of exertion, your melee attacks suddenly deal 50% less damage, and that can be a death sentence. Of course, if you have time to rest between fights, just sit down and relax. Sitting down restores your endurance faster, but chances are you won't have time for that. Now personally, I'm such a pro, I never have to run from zombies, they have to run from me. But for you as a beginner, there comes a time when you just have to run, and having plus 4 extra fitness is gonna save your life. Just don't run into more zombies. There's a lot of different traits, and some people swear by picking under or overweight because it's easy to gain or lose weight if you eat appropriately in the game. But with those traits comes the loss of 1 fitness, and we know fitness is the hardest to level up, so personally, I avoid those. Keen hearing might be another beginner-friendly trait. It increases your perception radius by a lot and allows you to spot zombies from behind much faster. Grab Lucky for 10% increased chance to find rare loot like axes or katanas, and maybe organized as well, which gives all the containers 30% extra storage capacity. I suggest Wakeful as well, so you don't need to sleep as much. And you know what else I suggest? That you go watch all the videos I recommended.